We here.
And again, 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 and another one. Thank you.
And another one. And another one. Thank you.
Another one. Thank you.
Y'all, new era Big Brother. Like, I've prayed
Put us in the game
like this.
and we win.
What?
Put us in the game and we win.
Don't put us in the game and we motherfucking win. All we needed was equal opportunity. And that's why they fucking mad.
That's why they didn't want it. They didn't want it for years and years and years and years. And you know what?
They knew how we were coming.
They didn't want the smoke. They knew exactly what the fuck was going to happen. It's been 4 seasons since they've put us in there equally, and we've won 3. And shit, Jag ain't white either.
Mind you,
we've won 4.
Mind you, Chelsea's the best winner of all time. So it's like, not only are we winning, we're putting up stats, mama. Chelsea Bingham is the best winner in Big Brother fucking history. I don't know what y'all want me to tell you.
History.
I promise you.
Not Dan,
not
Derek, not Maggie, not June, not Lisa, not Rachel, not just Chelsea. Just Chelsea. She finna get me out here preaching. Oh,
you feeling the word tonight.
Chelsea is the best Big Brother winner. Period. There's nothing after. There's nothing else needed. That's it. That's the end of the sentence. And you can't touch her. You can't.
No.
You can't.
No.
You can't.
And like she's the first woman to win unanimously. She played a perfect game. Explain a perfect game for the girls that don't know.
So what a perfect game is when you play a full entire Big Brother game with 0 votes to evict and every single jury vote going for you to win. The only other people in Big Brother US that has accomplished that is Dan Giesling and Cody Calafiore. And Chelsea Bingham! Chelsea motherfucking Bingham!
Oh my God. And I love how the black women, they have a theme with their final speeches. Taylor was the sword of the season, and Chelsea is the diamond, bitch.
The diamond.
It shine bright like a diamond.
The diamond of the season. It's giving Bridgerton the diamond of the season. Shine bright from a beautiful. Anyway,
I choose to be happy.
Chelsea has won Big Brother 26. If you didn't know by the first 4 minutes of this video, Chelsea has won Big Brother 26. She has won unanimously. Everybody went and voted for her. Angela was lucky because I was getting that ass.
Angela almost got dragged to the depths of despair tonight. It was almost nasty for her, but I'm gonna let her have it.
I'm gonna let her have it right now.
She locked in and she knew who to vote.
God tapped her on that shoulder, and he said, "You know what to do." Because you was not finna vote wrong this time. So anyways, Chelsea has won unanimously Big Brother 26, and very immediately, we've talked about it, but let's talk about it like a little calmly. Very immediately. Best Big Brother winner ever. Best Big Brother winner ever?
I mean, let's go through. Should we go through them?
We can go through the Big Brother winners ever.
You have a list?
I can bring up a list.
Do we have to go through them? Does anyone in the chat disagree? Stand up right now so I can kick you.
because stand up right now. Stand up right now and tell me.
Okay,
are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Will Kirby won the first season of Big Brother. The second season of Big Brother. As a winner.
We did Chelsea, that BB Rewind.
We already did that BB Rewind. We went through what was going on. Will Kirby has admitted Nicole should have beat him. Chelsea ain't admitted Mackenzie should have beat him. Next, Lisa. That's not Danielle. Next, June. It's not, and that's the thing. That's the thing. June, great player, great game. Were you winning against anybody but Allison? Hello? No. Let's go to the next one. Drew, you shouldn't have even won that.
Cricket.
Let's go to the next one. Maggie, great winner. Barely won. 4-3. What was this vote, Arthur?
Unanimously.
Okay, thank you. Mike Boogie Mallon.
I don't know who that is.
Evil Dick Donato.
I don't know who that is.
Adam Jasinski.
I don't know who that is.
Dan Giesing. No!
This is Dan Gensling. if
Play a perfect game as well.
But this is the gag. She is already in conversation with the Kangs.
Because Dan played a perfect game. Who else played a perfect game?
Cody
played a perfect game. And Cody played a perfect game. So it's like, if any comparison needs to be made, it's season 10 Dan's win and season 22 Cody's win.
And I would definitely say she played better than Cody in 22.
Everybody would. Let's be honest. Let's be true. She didn't pregame.
It comes down to, is she better than Dan?
Y'all make the judge. Y'all be the judge. Y'all know how I feel, because I feel like Derek's better than Dan.
To me, she's a black woman. A black woman is always going to be better than a white man. Sorry.
And that's just that on that. And that's
but even if we're talking game, I mean, there's several reasons to prove it. Like, this woman, she faced so much adversity as a winner. She was at the top of this game. She had to play from the bottom. She had to play both sides. She had to have secret alliances. She had to use the onion strategy. This girl played every single angle of Big Brother that you could to get to the end of this game. And the fact that she was going to be taken to Final 2 no matter what, she was sitting in Final 3, the Final 3 that she wanted for weeks and crafted. And both of them admitted in one show tonight that they were taking her to Final 2. She was winning this game tonight unanimously, no matter what happened. If she won, if Cam won, if Mackenzie won, they were taking her to Final 2, and she was winning this game. No person has been that set up in the Final 3.
Including Dan, because Jerry wasn't taking him.
I mean, I would say Cody. I would say Cody in All-Stars, because Nicole and Enzo were both taking him. But it just goes to show she is in conversation with
on his second time playing. This was her first time playing. Did Cody do it on his first time? Did Derek get on the mind you with pre-gaming?
No shade. No shade. It's some pre-gaming on.
No shade.
Chelsea
no shade.
No shade. Chelsea pregame with
on her first time playing. She got all of the votes. The only other person who's done that on their first time is Dan, and it's because they hated him less. And they admitted it. It's because they hated him less. This wasn't because they hated her less. This was because they wanted her to win.
Angela actually hated her and still voted her. How you know you a bad bitch when you can make somebody mad and they still vote you?
And they still voted you to win. She had bitter people in the jury wanting to not vote, rooting against her for weeks.
Plotting on her downfall. Praying on it.
And she didn't get a chance to go speak to the jury like Dan did. No shade to y'all fave. No shade to y'all fave. No shade to y'all fave. Because they hated him in jury, but he got to speak to them in jury. She didn't get to speak to Angela. She had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything in the moment. One moment. And y'all was trying to say, oh, no shade to you, Lee. But some people was trying to say, she can't flip no votes. They're just going to go in with their minds made up. I don't know if she could. She flipped that vote with that speech. Angela went in with Angela? You don't think Angela went in?
I just wouldn't be surprised if they were still decided.
No. Angela went in with a stank face and a stank attitude and asked the question very stankily. She did not go in wanting to vote Chelsea. She had to vote Chelsea after Chelsea said, Mackenzie didn't like you since day 6 and gagged her. That's
I would
what
need
occurred.
A confirmation on that.
That's what occurred. That's what occured.
I would need a confirmation on that.
The confirmation is all of Angela's diary rooms in the jury saying she doesn't want Chelsea to win.
Yeah, but we can't. We just can't go based off of that. We've seen the jury.
I can and I will until proven otherwise. Until Angela says, no, the whole time I was voting Chelsea. I'm gonna say what I said. She had a stank attitude, she had a stank face, and it seemed like she didn't want to vote her until Chelsea ate her up in a speech. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay? Thank you. And thank you. But boom, Chelsea won. Let's talk about the speeches actually. Now that we brought up the speeches. Because the questions they were asking Chelsea, first of all, they were very good questions. I like these questions this time. They were asking Chelsea the questions, and at first, she was doing really good. I really loved it. She was eating it up. But there were times when she got to her final speech, when she started answering them multiple times, I was like, okay, girl, you repeating some words. No shade, you repeating some words.
Yeah, it was a few times, but it's because she knew she had already had it worked out, and they were asking her questions that she had already had in her final speech. So I guess she was just already using what she had because it applied. But the question where they asked MJ what was her biggest move, and she said taking out Leah. And then they asked Chelsea what was the biggest move that she influenced, and she said Leah going home. It's like
She said, when I manipulated Mackenzie to take out someone who was loyal to, it was two moves. When I manipulated Mackenzie to take out someone who was loyal to her, Leah, and when I manipulated Kenzie to use the veto on someone she hated since day 6, which was Angela. And Angela did make a positive face when she said that. She made a negative face every time she said something. And then she said when she used the veto to take out Quinn and use the veto on Angela. Both of those times shaded Mackenzie right after. It was a nasty back-to-back. That was real bad.
And the thing is, Mackenzie had already said that she was just going to wing the final speech, and she really wasn't prepared at all. I think that honestly, Mackenzie's similar to Cody the first time. Like, this finale is so BB16 Cody, which is interesting because isn't it 10 seasons later?
Yeah, around 10.
BB16, and now it's BB26, and it's like the same scenario happened where the loyal comp beast takes the Machiavellian fucking strategist and loses the game because of loyalty. And it's like, I can see definitely Mackenzie coming back and maybe playing a more strategic game when she's a little bit older, because she has some sense up in there. But this was definitely that first time around where she was going based off of loyalty, and I think because of her age and her, not knowledge of the game, she just wasn't prepared for this moment.
Yeah, and Cody was really young as well. He was like 23.
Oh my God, they're saying Cam is Victoria. And that's the gag, because just like Derek had 2 people in Final 3 that was gonna take him.
Yep. But yeah, honestly, I appreciate Mackenzie's, like, I appreciate her and the way that she was very nice about her speech and mentioning the fact that Chelsea deserves to win every time she answered a question. I feel like that's what was bad about her speech the most. There was a lot of things that were issues, but she kept saying like, yeah, and Chelsea deserves it as well after every sentence. And it's like, okay, girl, like, are you telling me to vote for her?
She was like, oh, I'm, if I lose to someone that's a great person and da-da-da-da. Like, girl, she was low-key admitting defeat. But hey, can we talk about how scared I was when she won the final HOH? Because you could tell Pharaoh, I was on the phone with Pharaoh, I had to hang up. Like, I had to hang up during the questions.
Hang up.
And I came back on the questions when Chelsea got that question wrong. And she picked the right answer first and then went back and picked the wrong answer. When I tell you, I almost died. My soul left my body. My heart hit my ass. I just knew Chelsea lost it all right there. I said, this is it.
Mackenzie was
this is it. And then when Mackenzie won, she had her speech and she was like, I forget what she said, but she said like, however, and I got scared. I was like, what you gonna say? What you gonna say? I made a decision based on loyalty last week. I thought she was gonna say, and I won't be doing that now because I want to win. I thought Mackenzie was for that gag my mama, but she didn't. She said she's gonna decide on loyalty. She took
gonna stick beside it.
Lost gracefully.
I knew she would.
That was the hardest. I don't know how long that was. 15, 20 minutes. That was the hardest period of the episode for me. When I tell you, like, I could not focus. I had to walk around. I was taking the trash out. I was cleaning shit. I was doing anything else other than watching the episode because I couldn't take it.
No, what pissed me off about that question was it was a pick the false one. And the answer choice she chose was B. And B was only 2 people voted to evict Rubina when she was first nominated. And that was the vote Chelsea got flipped on and her entire alliance came crashing down. So I'm thinking in my head, you, Cam, and Brooklyn were the 3 votes to evict her, right? And she didn't know. Well, she did know because she literally picked it up and held it up and showed us and Julie and then put it back. But it's okay. She controlled it. She was winning.
But it just goes to show, like you said, how strong her game was.
Yes, it shows that it's even stronger because if you're capable of being taken to the final 2, regardless of who's there, that's an extra level to your game that some of even the legends, like we said, I'm not sure that Jerry was going to take Dan after he was calling him Judas all season. I got to rewatch the season though. But it's like there's even legends that you go back and see their game, and even some of the legends aren't getting taken regardless, or they aren't winning regardless. They have to win sitting next to this person, because what that jury has said is that they would have voted Jerry over Dan anyway. Some of the jury has came out and said in interviews. So it's like you have to be next to someone who is less hated or more hated, and et cetera, et cetera. Chelsea was winning unanimously against both of them. potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially. But they did not respect Cam, and they actually respected Mackenzie, and she still won unanimously against Mackenzie. So I would like to believe it's like she would have had majority of the votes, regardless of who she was sitting with, and she was getting taken by both of them because Mackenzie actually took her, and Cam admitted that he was going to take her if he would have won. The girls aren't doing it like
and
that.
I think definitely she is 1,000% a top tier winner. Like I think that she is in the conversations with Dan and Derek because I do feel like
Right.
Dan and Derek are really
The
top
strongest
tier
one.
winners. I think Chelsea's right up there with them. I
I
think
agree.
you can interchange them. You can say it go Chelsea, Derek, da, da, da. And I think a lot of people that's going to be hard for them to accept. A lot of people are going to be hard for them to accept because she's a black woman. Let's just be real. A lot of people are not going to accept that a black woman is now one of the best winners we had because everyone wants to go based off this Dan, Derek, Dr. Will tier. You know what I mean? Like, and even June can barely squeeze up in there. But I feel like, I'm sorry, I'm stamping it. Chelsea is one of the best. She's one of the best. And y'all are going to have to eat it the fuck up. And we're going to continue to keep getting top tier POC winners. Like, I just know we are. Like, the fact that, like, that is just so, it warms my heart because I've loved this game for so freaking long. And the fact that we've had to deal with the same type of person winning season after season after season after season. And they told us, y'all just not good at the game. They just suck at the game. They're not good. That's why they can't win. That's why they can't win. And now when it's an even playing field, you mean to tell me we have 3 winners in 4 seasons that are black? 2 of those black winners are black women? Are you shitting me? Like, I don't know what universe we went into, but I'm loving it here. I really am. Like, it's just so monumental. And the fact that I'm not just happy that she's a black woman winner, I'm happy that she is an iconic all-time winner. And that she's a black woman. It's just like, that's the cherry on top. Like, it's so perfect.
But that's the thing. The universe we entered was damn near reality, a real social strategy game. When it comes to real social strategy, when you really put diverse backgrounds, people of all ethnicities, people of all races, people of all genders, sexualities, etc., then you get to test who really can thrive in a society where they are in a melting pot, where it is different options. Because in reality, what we've been watching before the BIPOC rule was honestly a majority white world, a majority white game. But the social strategy of those games are still based on majority white. And so we were getting skewed results. But when you mix it up and you still put 50% white people still, and then the other 50% is BIPOC mixed in, we start to see who starts to win. There hasn't been a white winner since. And it's because in real life, in society, black people, people of color, we do have to social strategize more than a white person does because it's more difficult intricacies in real life that are going to be reflected in the game. It makes more sense that minority groups or marginalized groups will win this type of show because this show is a straight up test of how they live in their daily lives. Why do you think Jag was able to garner most of the jury votes? Chelsea was able to garner all of the jury votes. Taylor was able to garner all but one. Xavier was able to garner all of them. Girl, get into that tea. Get into that tea. But yeah, this finale.
I love it here.
This finale was really good. What was interesting at the beginning, because we were seeing HOH part 1, which we already kind of knew what happened. Chelsea ate that up. Was kind of surprising. Chelsea won that, but we already talked about that in our deep dive. But the part 2 HOH was interesting to me because we usually get the days kind of comp in this time. It's like physical, but it's involving the days of the game. We only got 1 day's comp this season. Wasn't it just the Final Four veto?
Yeah, I think so.
Just the Final Four veto. Everything else was just a normal competition. Part 2 was just a normal competition.
I kind of enjoyed a little bit. Like it gave a chance for someone who may have not been studying that much to do well in the final part. And I feel like the comp was fairly easy. Like usually they have them bungee jumping from something and climbing up something. This was very simple. You solve a maze and then you connect these chords. And like I just think that it was something so simple, and I like that they're doing it because what if someone like Angela ended up in Final 3 or someone like Kimo or Rubina? They could have won part 2, and I like that better. They really stuck to equitable comps this season, and that is also what made this season one of a kind. They are going to continue to get good seasons now because they learned to make comps equitable, and they have the diversity rule. I think I truly feel like every season moving forward is going to be better and better and better because they've already been great. They really have. And they've had great results. But now I just feel like they got this comp thing under control. It's really going to stay good.
They're learning what to do. And I noticed about this comp, this was a similar comp to the finale on BB Reindeer games, where I think Taylor and Nicole had to do that maze that turned and they had to bring down whatever it was, a reindeer, but they had to bring down the head through the maze in this twisty type of thing. That was a similar comp. So they're taking ideas from reindeer games, which was very, very equitable. And you know what? I remember thinking, were they doing BB Reindeer games to test if equitable comps will be more interesting? And then this season, we got hella equitable comps, including one of the reindeer games comps. And they were very interesting. So I'm like wondering if like that actually was a way to really kind of test it out to see if it would still be good. But this season, like you said, I think they've learned the formula, which, well, first of all, the formula has been obvious and the fans have been telling them that for fucking years. They're fucking stupid for not realizing it. But this season has gotten hella great reception. It's broken first after first after first after first, because what is this? The first time a pre-juror has won America's favorite player, because Tucker won. Congratulations to him.
Chelsea broke the second HOH curse. She is the first woman to play a perfect game. The first women to win unanimously.
First time a final two of women since Big Brother 13 years ago.
Also the last time two women even competed in the part 2 of the HOH.
Damn. Really? God damn. So many.
Part 3, sorry.
Yeah, first after first after first, the first Black woman to win unanimously. It's like so many firsts
that veto used every single week but one.
Yeah, the veto used 11 weeks. Like there's been first after first after first after first. It's really crazy. But even like the dynamics of the placements of the season, like even Angela making jury, that's not something we've had since freaking Rennie has made jury. Like Felicia just did it last season. But with the oldest woman making the jury stage, it hasn't happened until they've changed the way the casting has went. And it's like we see it this season even more. It's like so many things are highlighted this season because of the comps and the diversity.
I can't get over it. Like it was such a great season and a perfect ending. Like, is this not the perfect?
This is one of the best seasons.
I'm obsessed with an ending. And Chelsea capping off this win on this season. I mean, this got to be one of even the best seasons. Like I feel like you can call recency bias, but like, I mean, we've seen things in this season that we haven't seen in a long time or never seen before. And Chelsea is just a one-in-a-lifetime type of player. And then she won the whole thing. It's like, oh my God. It would be like, honestly, BB23 if Tiffany had won. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah,
I was felt that way about that. And not that I was disappointed by Xavier winning. It's just the excitement I'm feeling now is what I would have felt for Tiffany. Because Tiffany, I felt, ran and dominated that season. And I love when the person who dominated the season wins it because they deserve it.
Yeah, we haven't had like the most strategic person in the season. We haven't had them win until in this new era until this season, because even Taylor talks about how she wasn't really strategic. Xavier wasn't the most strategic force because it was Tiffany. And then with Jag, y'all have y'all qualms about Jag, no shade. But we all know Sari was more strategic if we're talking about strategy. So to have like the mastermind or the person who was strategically narrating most of the game win, it's like that's we haven't had it since Cody. And it's like, that's been a long time. That's been 5 years on its own there. So it's like, girl, we're getting it all. We're getting so much. But I really can't think of, when it comes to the dynamics of this season, how there was vote flips week 3, vote flips week 4. And like we had so many different alliances and there wasn't any core alliance that ran to the end. Nothing this dynamic has happened. Period. Like I can barely even think of Big Brother history where nothing like this has happened, where there's a vote flip every other week. One side is flipping on one side and then the other side is flipping the vote Black on the other side. We've had vote flips on one side, like the leftovers. That was only on one side. Like level 6, that was only on one side. There hasn't been a situation where one side has flipped the vote and then the other side of the house has flipped the vote back on them. And there's been this tit for tat situation in the pre-jury stage of the game, and then we still move forward with no major alliances in the game. It's like and very, very dynamic.
And once again, I think it just goes to show why Chelsea is now considered one of the best winners, because the amount of shit that she had to go through as a winner, vote flip after vote flip, getting her own majority alliance torn up. Like the two people that were her top 2 in week 3 and 4 were not the people she was sitting in the Endgame with, and she had to change her game up to still be sitting in that final 2. I mean, she said it herself in a speech. Like, she got herself to that position socially, winning
strategically and skillfully.
strategically and skillfully. Like she said, her game is a diamond and it's beautiful. It really is. I think that she is one of the most well-rounded players of all time.
Very much so well-rounded.
Even going to Dan. Dan lost his second time because people did not like him. They even called him Judas.
They didn't even like him his first time.
He had to bring someone to the final 2 that was so much more hated just for him to win. It's like someone like Angela didn't like Chelsea, but she still got her respect enough to win the entire game. Even Derek lost 2 votes in the end because he made people mad. Chelsea was able to gain respect of all 7 jurors by playing a perfect fucking game. Not even exaggerating. She played a perfect game. And it's just like, wow, we're really seeing history. And it's so crazy that it is a Black woman setting boundaries and breaking the glass ceiling like this. Like, I'm just so excited about this. Like, wow.
And like, even people in the chat are making good points. They're talking about how even Dan making it so far, if Dan lost his number 1 Memphis in the game, or if Dan lost Memphis in the game before they made it to final 2, would he have won when the jury didn't even want to vote him over Memphis? It's like certain things that happened to Chelsea by losing Brooklyn at week 4, losing Cedric week 3. It's like a lot of stuff was happening after she had started her game that hurt her game, and she was still able to overcome it, flip votes back, run the end game. It's so much she's done within this season. So much control she's had within this season. It's like, I wouldn't say even Dan has had this amount of control near the end game.
But not only having control, and this is a comparison to Derek had control from the top the entire time. This woman has had control from fighting from the bottom.
From the bottom had control.
She control the vote. Her alliance flipped on, and 2 of her number 1s went out back to back, and then orchestrated the next 3 evictions. Like,
who's doing it like that? Who's doing it? Name another player whose entire alliance got flipped on them and they ran the next 3 votes.
Like,
hello? Okay, like it's honestly it's unfathomable. And I think what it is first of all, this is very recent. I know people are going to take some time, and I think it's a hard thing to accept the fact that someone you feel like is the best player for 30. You felt like Dan is the best player for 17 plus years, your whole damn life. Some of y'all are 17-year-olds. Your whole life you've known Dan is the best player of Big Brother. It's hard to even fathom the fact that someone else will come in and play better. But you also have to remember, Chelsea, as a super fan, she has the history of Dan's games. She's learning things from past players, from Dan, from Derek, from Maggie. She's a super fan, and she's learning things, and she's able to implement layers of all of their games into her game. There's parts of her game that she's played like Will, where she was playing from the bottom, where she's played like Dan, where she's flipped votes, where she's playing like Derek, where she's running the house. She's able to emulate multiple different people's games. No, but it's true. It's true, and I've always said we're not going to get the best player of Big Brother. We don't have the best player of Big Brother yet. We're going to get it after they're able to emulate other greats in the game and mix all of their games together. She's had to use the floater strategy between the trio and between Mackenzie and them. She's had to use some of June's strategy. Like, every other winner's strategies, you can find places of hers emulated within it, because like she said, I'm a super fan of this game and I love this game and I wanted to play it the hardest, skillfully, strategically, and socially. And she was able to do that. It's impossible for Dan to have all of these layers. He's only on the 10th season, and there's only 8 before his, because Eddie's didn't count. So it's like he didn't even have all of the information for him to play so successfully. Chelsea's game had way more layers than a game like Dan's and a game like Derek's, because it's been 26 seasons later. Other players in the game know they should flip the vote on the majority alliance. People didn't know that in BB16. People didn't know that in BB10. These weren't things they knew. She's playing against people who know to flip the vote on the majority alliance and successfully flip the vote on the majority alliance, and she still got their ass. Like, it's things that she's completed that weren't even concepts in the game before this season occurred. So to try to not say that she's one of the best players doesn't make sense, because there's things that happen in this game that Dan has never had to go against. He's never had to go against players in the game being smart enough to flip the vote on the majority alliance. It hasn't happened until these newer seasons. Girl, give her 10s and then take away 2. She 8, she 1. That's simple.
My queen. My
Just that
queen.
simple. Just that simple. Just that simple. Let's talk a little about the jury roundtable though.
The jury roundtable. It was
Uh,
definitely
Taylor as a host.
Taylor as the motherfucking host. Body was on 10. The
Oh,
abs is T. She was looking good in that blue. Serving body, face, money, wealth. Love it. Love it. Earned the spot.
yeah, all of that.
And then I love how she clocked Angela a little bit too, because Angela was sitting up here. Yeah, I'm not gonna drag her. If she did not vote Chelsea, I'm telling y'all,
It was gonna be bad.
she would have got it. She would have got it, but she voted her. She locked in. So I'm gonna get off Big Ange a little bit, but Taylor had to clock her real quick because she's over here. I just felt like a piece in her game. Like, I felt like there were moments where she would snap at me and then she would come back and apologize. And Taylor was like, "Well, Mama, you," and she was like, "I mean, yeah, I do it too, but hey, I'm better." Like, girl.
No, because if she would have said all of that, and she admitted to being bitter, which I guess sure, you ate that up. You're bitter. You admit it. But if she would have said all of that, and then she would have stayed bitter and sat through that jury speech where Taylor's letting her know Mackenzie didn't like her where Chelsea's letting her know Mackenzie didn't like her the whole time. It's like two great speeches. I don't know. I was getting them mixed up. Two queens. but no. If she would have sat through that and still didn't vote her, Angela got this work, y'all. I'm telling her, y'all ain't never seen me go off on somebody like I would have went off on her. She's lucky God touched her.
But I just feel like it's crazy that she didn't want to. It's like she didn't want to get. I'm very surprised she voted her, but I hate it because Angela is someone who's been given a lot of grace by the fan base, by the people in the house. She's done shit damn near every single week. Go off on people, call people crazy eyes. Was cussing Mackenzie out week 1, just doing all types of crazy stuff throughout the season. And people saw it as entertainment, so they laugh and it's funny and she's great TV. But really, it's annoying as fucking shit.
And it's rude
because someone took you out of the game. You're that emotionally upset about it that you can't, fix your face when she's talking. Like, the weird faces at the finale every time she answered the question or said her speech, it was just unnecessary. It's childish. And I feel like she's just a brat. And I just think that she's honestly way too old to be acting like that. She
is very bratty.
It's like you're childish. And it's like, why are you acting like that? I'm sorry. I never cared for Angela since week 1. So this isn't like an isolated situation. I've never liked her. And I just feel like she does weird things. And it's like, if you can act like how you act, why can't you give grace to anybody else? It's so weird how she was acting, but she gave her the vote. So that's all I'll say on that.
Yeah, she really needed to act her age, and I hated how she responded to Matt, because Matt was trying to be lighthearted and address the situation of her kind of talking to him crazy and him not appreciating that. And he was like, "Look, we can put it all behind us to get this da da da." And Julie asked, "What's your response?" And she took a moment and she was like, "Look, I'm not going to take back anything I said. I said what I said, and I said what I said." And it's like, I always hate what I said, bitch. Like, I really do always hate that. Like, you could not be talking like that. Like, it's accountability, and Angela doesn't have any, or just understanding of other people's feelings, other people's thoughts. You can't just talk to people crazy your entire life and then keep moving forward. When she was in the game, it was all fun and cute and dandy, but at this moment when Matt was talking to her on the stage, that was all the way outside of the game, and she's still saying she can't.
And that's why I feel like she's shown that this is her. This is truly her, and I don't like that. It's weird.
That's very weird, and it was disrespectful, and it was rude, because he was really trying to have a conversation and take it back and be lighthearted, and she's like, "I don't think I can take back what I said. I mean, I said what I said." Oh, please, you're very mature, and you're acting very adolescent at this moment, and that was very weird. That's something that people who are teenagers do. People who are teenagers say, "Oh, I said what I said. It is what it is." No, you're very grown, and you're very much so an adult, and you've went through this game multiple times, acting very childish and like a child, and this was very childish and like a child. He was trying to be a mature man, speak up, say what he said, and move forward. You didn't want to have it. So all of that stuff is very weird. She voted for Chelsea, so I'm going to let her have her night. You have a great night with your family at home as a loser, as a juror. Congratulations. So anyways, that was fun. This was great. Oh, amazing season. I'm still on a high, y'all. I gotta calm down.
But, no, back to the jury segment a little bit. We usually don't get much from the jury segment, though.
We don't.
So it's like, I'm not shocked that we didn't get much. Like, when they went through Mackenzie's game, I saw a lot of positivity coming from Leah and especially Angela. And then, Angela tried to make it seem like, well, maybe she's making these moves strategically for herself, trying to give her a game. And I'm just like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
brother, I hope they don't believe that. But I do think that to me, it did give that they were leaning towards Chelsea in the jury segment. That's why I feel like for example, like Leah, I never felt like Leah was fully going to vote MJ. Like I always felt that there was a chance that she could be swayed. So I just feel like they may have been decided
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, it's very obvious who should have won.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree. I agree, especially about Leah. A part of me could tell. This is what I think. I think Leah and Angela wanted to vote Mackenzie if they could. And I think they went in like Chelsea definitely played better, but I think they went in with the idea of if Mackenzie would have went up there and said, I was not being ran by Chelsea, I did this, this, and this, and actually articulated something. No shade. Mackenzie's speeches, they were not eating. In a world where Mackenzie's speeches were eating, I could see Angela or Leah being like, okay, let me give her a vote. The speech ate. She said what she needed to say. She answered how she needed to answer. But I think, like you said, they were leaning for Chelsea the entire time. It was more so, we'll listen to what Mackenzie has to say because we like her. But that did not occur, and it's never no shade. But yeah, I felt like they were told to say positive things and negative things. They said positive things and negative things. A part of me still wishes we got more of their, not that it was fake what we were hearing, because obviously that's what they're saying in the moment, but
yeah,
it's hard to tell because we know that they're told to say positive and negative things about each person. So there were probably positive things that T Core and Quinn said about Mackenzie, but we really didn't hear because we only heard their like narrative. And their
yeah.
narrative this whole time has been Chelsea pro. And then Leah and Angela's narrative have been more Mackenzie leaning to try to trick us. So we really only got to see those perspectives. I wonder what Leah felt Chelsea's positives were because we only heard her positives about Mackenzie because they were putting her in that Mackenzie pro position.
But and that's the thing. I think that's why I feel like it was decided, and that's why I think they edited this way because they don't want us to know what the decision will be before we get
Yeah.
it. So they don't want to show everything that they're saying. I feel like it's very possible that in every jury segment they already know who they're voting and it's
Yeah.
already stated and it's so obvious. So they don't want to show us that because they have an hour left of TV that they want to give us. So
Yeah.
I think that it's like that's why it's so weird.
Yeah, I agree. But it was still fun. I just like seeing the jury. I just wish like the season itself had more jury segments. BB18 jury I always love because we got to see all them arguments. It was like argument after argument, but I'm assuming other juries aren't arguing like that the way BB18 was, but
Yeah.
it still was just fun to see them. I don't know. That's how I feel. But other than that, cute segment was what it was. We moved forward. Period. But yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Any more thoughts on the season, the stuff before I start answering some questions? Because I can pull up some questions.
No, I mean, I feel like I said a lot of it. We can put up
Yeah, I know, right? First of all, shout out to Bailey Pelham, the winner of Big Brother Canada 12.
Oh, mother supporting mother. That's the
Mother
thing.
supporting
Two
mother.
two Big Brother women won this year. Bailey from Big
Mm-hmm.
Brother Canada, and now Chelsea and
Mm-hmm.
BBUS.
Mm-hmm. Period. Derek Johnson, Pharaoh, my queen, you finally win. Let's pull it up.
It's been ages.
After literally years and
And
years and years and years.
I still had somebody in top two.
Lee still has somebody in top two. Thank God
I was on your ass. I was on your ass.
Still, we finally have a Pharaoh win with Chelsea as the Chelsea as the winner of Big Brother 26. Deserved, honey, right in the front in the center. I chose Chelsea. Thank God I finally won.
For the people who are new here who may not know, Pharaoh has lost every draft that we've done since we started the Reality Kingdom, and some before that. But canon right now is the Reality Kingdom. So he has lost 10 drafts in a row. This is Pharaoh's first ever win with Chelsea.
First ever and most important.
Oh,
period.
You can't make it most important.
How many of your draft winners are the best Big Brother player ever?
Ooh. Well, Kevin.
Ooh,
and BB Canada.
I'll give you that. The show that don't exist no more. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Don't gag me like that. Don't gag me like that.
Y'all can keep asking questions in the chat. I'm gonna start pulling them up. Let me celebrate a little bit. So proud of myself, y'all. So proud of myself. It's been Big Brother, Survivor, BB Canada, Survivor again, over and over and over again. I just kept losing and losing and losing, and it took the most powerful Big Brother player ever created to help me win this draft. Lee was never gonna get defeated. Them powers, them Agatha powers you got, them Scarlet Witch powers,
down.
Like, what? It literally took God and Chelsea to take this curse down for me to finally win. Gee, motherfucking whiz. God damn. Let me do these other things. But I'm so glad I won, y'all. It's like, it's just refreshing. Because now if I lose again, it's like, okay, I just won the last one. It's okay.
I need you to get a few more wins. But now I get to pick Big Brother first.
You do? That'll be interesting.
Finally, I get to go first.
That'll be very, very
the last pick. Finally, I get to leave you with the scraps.
Theodore says, thank you, Theodore, period. You guys have always been my favorite podcast. Theodore. Period. You guys have always been my favorite podcast as BB23. Thank you. Thank you for making each season 100 times more enjoyable through your commentary. You guys are never afraid to talk about diversity. I love that. Thank you. Thank you.
That's exactly for real, y'all. I love Theodore.
Period. Dalen. Shout out to Dalen.
Period. Make it rain, Dalen.
Give Chelsea her 10s. A certified BB legend. Unanimously.
Perfect
unanimously.
Game, Perfect game, mama. Perfect game. Period. Wow.
Elise says she was this close to getting a Dale about to read, not Angela. No, for real.
Yeah, it was about to get real bad.
It was close to Angela level.
We was going to go back to our BB24 days, girl.
Oh my God. It would have been Angela Pitter. Like, please. Monica. Thank you, Monica.
Period. Make it rain, Monica.
Matt has been talking. Who was Matt? Oh, that boy. Matt has been talking crap on the internet, even to her daughter. Matt was playing it up for TV. He was trying to get on TV. He was irrelevant. He is irrelevant as Riley. I know Riley. He's as irrelevant as somebody I don't know.
I barely know Riley. They're on the same level of relevancy to me.
No shade. But Matt has been being weird. He's been hanging out with other Matt, who's obviously weird. Hey, but we move forward. Benny, how do you feel about the America's Favorite House Guest results?
You can't talk? You that happy?
You see, we really didn't talk about it. No shade.
I mean, Tucker. I've never been the hugest fan of Tucker. Like that's why I be feeling like is something wrong with me because like a lot of people loved Angela this season. A lot of people love Tucker. That just wasn't where I was at necessarily. He was interesting TV, and I'll give them that. Angela and Tucker were interesting TV. But I wasn't gagged by Tucker. I'm not shocked that he won America's Favorite Player. I'm not mad that he won America's Favorite Player because I feel like the person who has the most fans should win. And it's very clear that Tucker's had the most fans since like fucking week 1. So I'm not shocked. I'm not mad. He deserved it.
I'm at a place where like, and really always, for me, America's Favorite Player before the BIPOC rule has been me rooting for the house guest who was kind of just most rooted against in the house, who was like the underdog. But now that we've gotten into this equitable type of situation where Big Brother, where almost everyone really has a fair chance for the most part, I don't have to rely on that. And that didn't really occur this season in an extreme way, like with Taylor or something like that. So for me, it's just up to who the fans like the most. I personally didn't like Tucker the most. So personally, I didn't vote for Tucker, but I can see why fans like, I guess, the quotations refreshing old school quotations BB gameplay. To me, a lot of this old school BB gameplay is just bad gameplay. So I'm at the point where I'm able to just appreciate good gameplay and I don't have to worry about a steamroll or this bunch of flops all working together because they're all the same color. Like I don't have to worry about that no more. So now I can actually like people who are either likable to me or they are playing a great game. To me, I voted Cedric. I loved Cedric, liked his personality personally. He was sweet in my opinion. So I wanted to vote for him. So that just was what it was. With Tucker, he's great too. Y'all can vote for him. I think he's a cute man. Beautiful gowns. That's all.
Yeah.
Next. Elise, thank you, Elise. Elise says top 3 winner of all time. Yeah. I would say top 3, like in my mind, when I go through, I would only have to compare her to Danny.
I was saying weeks back to Pharaoh privately. I was saying that already. I think that she's a better player than June and Andy, and that was like before. Well, I think that was either at the time she got MJ to put up Leah or before.
It was before, because after I agreed. After I was like, oh, she got it.
And now that she's won the season unanimously by playing a perfect game, I think it's set. I think that she's better because I think most people put the top 5, top 6 as Dan, Dr. Will, Derek, June, Andy. People usually say that's like the top 5. And then if you want to throw in all time, you could throw in like Danielle Reyes and Tiffany. I would say that she's up there with Dan and Derek for me. I think Dan and Derek are 2 exceptional winners. I've watched both of their games, and I think both of them played flawlessly for their season. And I feel like Chelsea fits that conversation. I think that she's in the Pantheon and she's in that top 3 for me. And I would put Chelsea above Dan and Dr. Will. I'm not Derek and Dr. Will, no shade. So, I mean, Derek and Dan. So it's like, for me, she's top 3 and not number 3.
I agree. I feel like, well, I don't know about not number 3. I think not number 3, honestly. But I will say, like, the reason I wasn't sure is because she had made moves, but it hadn't been, she didn't do the Leah move yet. And I'm like, on top of the Tucker move, her doing the Leah move, to me, it was like, wow, you're really one of the greats. And then her convincing Mackenzie to not evict Cam, it's like, wow, you're really one of the greats. And for me, you winning unanimously and you being taken to final 2, those sold it. It's like, it's almost, to me, no arguing. I feel like if she didn't win unanimously, or if she didn't convince Mackenzie to take Cam, or if Mackenzie didn't take her and she just took herself, all of these things are things where it's like, oh, okay, she didn't do with this nitpickies. And it's like, she's defeated every nitpick you could have. Yes. At every single turn, to where it's like the quotations about her game, like, she treated Cam wrong. You mean Cam, who voted her to win and said he was going to take her to final 2? It's like, he said on TV on the finale he was taking her to final 2. He voted her to win. It's like, though, because of her qualms, like not having a good relationship with Angela or the Cam thing, were negated by the fact that they voted her. She doesn't have qualms. With Derek, you could
play a perfect game.
Mama. He played a perfect game. With Derek, you could still say he didn't get all the votes. He didn't have adversity. You can't say that about Chelsea. With Dan, you could still say he was only going to win against Memphis, which the jury said. You can't say that about Chelsea. So you can't say some of the things you can say about these other players. If you can think of something that you could say about Chelsea negative that you can't say about the others, let me know, and then I'll change my mind. But at this moment, it's giving the best winner ever. Ciao.
I'm sorry. And it's so funny, too, because shout out to everyone who be rocking with TRK, because y'all know, if y'all been here, we know what the fuck that we be talking about. Because we've been saying Chelsea had it in the bag for a while. We have been one of the few podcasters that's really giving her flowers, because I feel like a lot of people on Twitter were randomly just trying to take away a lot of her accomplishments as a player, and it wasn't giving none of that over here. We always gave her 10s because we knew what the fuck was going on. And going back to BB25, no shade, I had it clocked for weeks that Jag was going to win. Going back to BB24, Pharaoh had it clocked that Taylor had it in the bag. We be knowing what the fuck that we be talking about. But we have been saying this season that Chelsea is running it up. And that she is going to be the winner, and she's going to be one of the best winners. And look at where we are.
Honestly, we really got to give ourselves a pat on the back, y'all. Like, we really do, because we've been clocking it these last seasons. There's been some people out there who were like, they weren't saying Jag was going to win. They didn't see it for him. People were saying that Cam was playing the best game over Chelsea. They weren't seeing it for him. Like, people were saying, people weren't sure Taylor was going to win. There was a lot of stuff that been said these last couple of seasons. It's like, where y'all getting that from? And we've been clocking it. We've been clocking it on TRK. Tell your friends, if you want to get some accurate reads, go through our Big Brother 26 and Big Brother 25 and Big Brother 24 playlists. Listen to our recaps of those seasons and see how accurate we was eating that shit up. I gotta get myself a pat on the back. I'm sorry. We don't predict the winner all these times since we've been here.
We know what the fuck is going on. We know it's T.
Get into that T. Next, Perkic. I think. Do y'all think
Perkins?
Hey. Yeah. Do y'all think Cam would have gotten any votes, like in any scenario?
No, honey. I think he loses in a unanimous vote to MJ or Chelsea. Yo, wait.
What?
Oh, wait, no, never mind. I was going to say, because Cam had said in the dining room that he was going to cut Chelsea. I wanted to talk about that real quick.
He lied, and he admitted
said to Julie that wasn't the case. I was going to say, though.
But I don't think he lied. I just think he, in the moment, you remember we were watching, and I was like, they tell them to say something like that in the diary room. Him and MJ said something similar, and it's like, proved it. They're required.
Because he was taking his mama. But no, I think he loses. He definitely loses. If MJ couldn't get any votes next to Chelsea and she won and took her, Cam wouldn't get no votes, even next to Mackenzie.
I agree, and that's never no shade. That's never no shade. Elise, thank you, Elise, again.
The 50% making it rain tonight.
Elise said the 50% rule is the BB Civil Rights Act. Please.
Period.
As it should be. Tress says, Tress? How do y'all feel about what Lisa said about Chelsea? Go, Lee.
I didn't know if it was positive or not, so I wasn't sure.
Me too. And I think she was being vague on purpose. I'm going to let her have that over there. I already said my spiel about Lisa when she went home 30 years ago. No shade.
Damn, it has been a while. That was like in July.
Who was Lisa? No shade. It may have not been negative. But what it did remind me of was the way they talked about Danielle Reyes. When she said that she was surprised at Chelsea's diary rooms. Personally, I wasn't surprised, but maybe it's because I've seen her diary rooms all season and I can't really tell the people's perception. But she was like, in your face, Chelsea is very cool, calm, and collected. And I will say, when she was doing those rants to the camera, she wouldn't rant to other people. So they probably do see her as a very chill, laid back girl.
I think maybe only Cam sees like inklings of who Chelsea showed us.
Yes. So I see that. It's interesting that she thought that. I wonder how other players will feel when they see her diary rooms, because she did have a lot of energy in the diary room.
Especially MJ, because she said a lot about, I don't care if this is best for MJ's game. It's best for mine. I'm going to use my influence to run the fuck out of MJ because I can. I'm going to make sure MJ does this because I can do that.
What I love about MJ is, like, first of all, her comfortability with being so close with Chelsea. Like, a lot of the times when Black women are confident with themselves, if you're not Black, a lot of the time, the other race, they get a little uncomfortable or they don't feel like okay with taking them, or now they want to turn on them. Like, I don't know, Christmas and Bailey, I don't know, Angela and Bailey. Like, it's happened a lot of times where it's like, a lot of the times they don't want to work with you. They don't want to feel comfortable. They don't care. You're doing too much, quotations. And I do appreciate that Mackenzie was real enough to let Chelsea win and be okay with Chelsea winning, okay? But also, Chelsea was dogging her in that speech. I'm not gonna lie. Chelsea was dogging her. And Mackenzie would still get up there and say, look, we both deserve it. It is what it is. And it's like, yeah, take that L, queen.
Gorgeous girl. And she got her girl. But at the end of the day, and this is another thing, this is a girl who said that she didn't need the $750K.
Yeah. She got her
75K check, mama, and do what you need to do with her.
She got her 75K.
And MJ's gonna go on a challenge and have a wonderful career.
I think she can win it. And that's the thing. I actually like MJ. I want MJ to succeed on the challenge. Go over there. This wasn't your time, queen. Your time will be next. And you still got second place. I love that for her. For sure. But boom. Dave the artist says, will you ever love another house guest like Cedric? Me? It was very weird the way I felt about Cedric. I don't know that I will. I've never felt this way before. I've never had someone's house guest the picture of my Twitter the entire season. I always take it down the next week. They piss me off. Cedric, he made it. Probably because he went home so early. No shade.
He wasn't able to piss you off.
Yeah. AJ, can y'all answer this question? How do you feel about Leah saying, I'm voting for the most beautiful? I knew she was talking about Chelsea.
She clocked T.
Now, Mackenzie is beautiful.
She was. So when she said that, I was like, hold on. Which gorgeous girl are you talking about?
Mackenzie is beautiful. But what I think, you know what I will say? I think Leah read my tweets, because the first day on the premiere night, I made a tweet and I said, Chelsea is gorgeous. And it was a picture of Chelsea walking into the house. And I was so gobsmacked by her beauty. Yeah. So Leah saw that. Leah saw that for sure.
We see each other.
We could. Jared says, thank you, Jared. I love having a diverse BB podcast. That's us! Especially in this new era. That's when we started. Period. Y'all gag me each recap. Do you want to see BB Celeb for or reindeer games this winter?
I'd prefer BB Celeb only because I feel like Big Brother, if they were smart, they would be looking at what these other shows are doing, like The Traitors and The Gold and stuff like that. Like, they've been getting celebrities from like The Challenge and The Real Housewives and these shows that are more dynamic. And if they did that and they got a bunch of people in there that would be basically from a Traitors cast, then it would be interesting. Because I love Big Brother. Like, Reindeer Games was cute and I would love to see it again, but I really like good old Big Brother, HOH veto eviction. So BB Celeb for sure.
Yeah, I feel like if they don't have BB Celeb, I still want reindeer games. I want something. Don't not give us either. Personally, I want one of the other. I would also prefer BB Celeb, but if they can't do that, give me reindeer games. Give me something, because somebody tweeted it. This is the first time we aren't going to get any Big Brother content potentially until fully next June, July, August maybe, when they have BB27, because Big Brother Canada is currently not active. It is canceled, and they haven't done BB Celeb in the last couple of years. BB Reindeer Games is barely Big Brother, so it's like we might not get a lot of Big Brother if they don't do Celebrity. I hope they do Celebrity.
Me too, but I feel like they would have announced it. They usually announce what they have coming up in the finale, so I feel like it's not happening.
Maybe Janky gonna be. Maybe that was they teasing it with Janky. I don't know.
They should definitely do it. I think they'd make a lot of money if they were to pull together a good celebrity cast that rivals something like Traitors. It would eat.
It would.
But they're not.
They also should be competing with something like Traitors, because I will say at least we do get Traitors. I do appreciate what Traitors provides. It's very entertaining. It's a really good show. If y'all don't know what Traitors is, check out the Traitors. Sari was on it. She did really well. Another Big Brother person was on it. And then this next upcoming
Cody
season,
was on it.
Cody was on it. And Danielle Reyes is going to be on this next upcoming season, and so is Brittany Haynes. Yeah, I'm saying the big name. Let's go watch the Traitors, y'all. The girls get on the Traitors. So I would say go watch the Traitors in January. We cover that as well. Period. Theodore says, can you guys eventually make a video where you analyze the top 3 BB games and analyze them to figure out who you see as the best BBUS winner? Sounds like an off-season podcast.
It does.
It sounds like an off-season podcast. We could definitely get into that. And you know what? Speaking of some off-season content, this is some time for a good sweat.
A good plug.
Big Brother 26 might be over. However, Big Brother is never over at the Reality Kingdom, because we have our Big Brother Rewind series where we are constantly going back in time and rewatching the Big Brother US seasons. We've already rewatched Big Brother 2. We've already rewatched Big Brother 3 and got into the live feed archives, y'all. We got into
all the tea. We don't just watch the episodes. We get the under the radar tea from the Joker's websites. We get into those archives, mama. So if you want to go back in time with us in November to Big Brother 4 to see June's song eat the girls up with her bestie Allison, tune in. Be there.
Tune in. So definitely, if you want to get into this with us, what we do is we're watching the seasons, and a lot of the people who are watching with us are also going back on Paramount, on YouTube, wherever the seasons are showing, and watching the episodes with us. And then every Tuesday and Thursday, we come on live and we talk about a week. So on Tuesday, we'll talk about week 1, and on Thursday, we'll talk about week 2. And we're giving y'all all the tea of the live feed archives of what they're doing. We got into what Lisa was doing, to what game conversations that Danielle Reyes was having when we went for BB3, and we'll be doing the same thing for BB4. So definitely get into it. It's a very good way to get your history, your lore of Big Brother. If you're a new fan, get into this, because you can watch it with other people and it's really fun. Join our community on Twitter, because that's where everyone chats about the episodes. The link is in the description. So definitely click on the community. You should see it in the description. It's going to be BB Rewind community. Okay. Get into that tea or whatever. Also, yes,
you can go. Also,
one more thing. October this year has launched a new podcast for the Kingdom, the Scripted Kingdom, where I'm talking about scripted TV shows and scripted films. I recently just dropped a video on Pulp Fiction. I've dropped videos on Nightmare Before Christmas. I've gotten into some Halloween things, and I will be talking about multiple different movies and TV shows. So if you are into scripted film, TVs, movies, shit like that, go subscribe to the Scripted Kingdom YouTube channel. Check out the podcast on Apple Podcasts and etc., where you get your shit, and definitely follow along with that. The link for that is also in the bio. Thank you so much. Period. Okay. Motherfucking K. Boom. We got some more questions still.
Chat is saying it's time to apply for BB27.
Somebody said, would either of you apply? Lee?
Pharaoh?
I would apply. I have applied before. I will be honest with everybody. I have applied before. I will apply again. My ask for it is, if you see me on that show, lock in. I need everybody's Twitter profile picture to be my cast photo. I need everybody to defend everything I do. I swear I won't be problematic. Hopefully. Nah, I'm playing. I won't be problematic, so tune in and lock in. That's all I ask. Okay? I better be winning AFP. I don't care if I'm first, boot. Hi. Benny says, other than Chelsea, who do you think were the best players of the season, and who would you like to see return / on other TV shows? Let's do best players first. If you could pick 3 others.
3 others, I would throw in T-Core. I would say, I mean, because the strategy in this cast,
it's a drop. For me, it would definitely be T-Core. After that, it would be a jump. But you know what? I always try to say I do want to be comfortable acknowledging other types of gameplay. And I will say the way Cam played, even though it was very, 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 very under the radar and low key, because this wasn't a heavy strategic cast, I think I would have to say he was probably up there for one of the better players this season because he was able to get
some of the least mistakes.
Yeah, he did not make a lot of mistakes. And that was one of a lot of BB winners. The best thing I can say about some of their games is they didn't make a lot of mistakes. They didn't piss anybody off and they didn't, cause themselves to be a target. So I will say the way Cam played isn't my favorite, but I do think he ended up playing one of the better games this season for sure. So definitely T-Core, definitely Cam. And shit, Mackenzie would have won if she took Cam. So by default, and it's no shade to her, great, beautiful, gorgeous woman. By default, I would probably just have to say Mackenzie because nobody else was gagging me.
Yeah, I would throw in for contention Quinn, Leah, Mackenzie, Cam. I can't really decide, but I think there's strategic minds. I think those would be some of the best. But after Chelsea, definitely T-Core and then those 4.
Yeah, I do agree. Ashley Williams says, thank you for another season.
Right, Ashley.
Thank you. Devin B says TRK merch. You know what? There's things that we talk about and we consider definitely for sure. It's like stuff like a Patreon where we give y'all more content, stuff like merch where y'all might have y'all can represent, the kingdom. Like we do talk about, we do consider. It's interesting because it's like, we're not the biggest channel ever. We really aren't. So I'm like, okay, I don't know if the demand is there. So definitely some in our minds. Thanks for mentioning it. So now we know the demand might be there. I know that's right.
Period.
Daryl D'Angelo Jones says,
period, Daryl.
Who are your All-Stars 3 candidates? Oh, that was the second part of the question. I'm glad you re-asked.
All-Stars 3 candidates, of course, Chelsea. Of course,
Brooklyn. People were saying, what about Brooklyn? I think Brooklyn was a good player. I think in a world where the Pentagon succeeds, she would probably be one of the top ones. So you could throw her in there.
I think that she got clipped too early to really tell.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, keep going though.
But All-Stars candidates, I would definitely say Chelsea for sure. I would say Mackenzie, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I would personally like to see T-Core. But I mean, yeah. And of course Tucker probably gonna be on.
I agree. Honestly, I agree with all of those. I don't personally this season, you could put anybody and I'm gonna be happy. But honestly, now that y'all brought up Brooklyn, when we were talking about strategic players, I do think the strategic players got cut a little earlier because even Cedric, he wasn't the greatest, but he was more about strategy than a lot of these other players. And it's never no shade. He was like, what do we need to do with this information? We should make an alliance, stuff like that. And Brooklyn, same. Brooklyn was making final twos and doing stuff. So I will say maybe the strategic players just kind of got snipped by that flip.
But because with Brooklyn, like that blow up, it shows the difference though, because the blow up she had when the whole game was flipped on her, it's like Chelsea didn't react like that. I think it proves that she's probably a lower tier player because of the way she reacted to that situation. Because that directly got her targeted and sent home.
It is. There's definitely a gap. I'm just saying when we're talking about Mackenzie and I wouldn't be mad if you said Brooklyn was a better player than Mackenzie. I wouldn't be mad. For sure. So just about those second tier people, because Chelsea was never. I was never comparing. No shade. But there's a big gap. But after Chelsea T-Core, if you wanted to say Brooklyn, that's fine. I do think that makes sense because they were just more strategic back in that day. It was like very specific what happened. I really wish, because someone said literally the Pentagon were the strategic players. I do agree. That's why most of the time the smart players find each other. Most of the time in Big Brother, and I do agree that the 5 people in the Pentagon were 5 of the smartest players. Whether they were the best or not, that's different. But when it comes to smartest, like strategizing or thinking of something or making a final 2, I will say the 5 Pentagons were up there for sure. But boom. All right, y'all. This was a season. This was a time. This was a season and this was a time. We talked about the season, loved this season, top tier.
Yeah. And we'll be back to talk about it more because we have a final player rating.
I was just gonna say that. Be tuned on Tuesday. We will be rating all of the players, going back through our ratings we've been giving them throughout the season and determining our final rating for every single player this season on Tuesday. So definitely get into that. Keep your eyes peeled for any potential interviews we might have coming up soon. Hoping for the best. I don't know if y'all got to at them. I will not be afraid to act them, okay? Because we do want to talk to some of the people in the jury, some of the people in the finale, of course, Chelsea. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for what we still might have to come for Big Brother for the rest of October. And then in November, like we said, Big Brother Rewind. Be tuned. Turn your post notifications on. Don't cut your Big Brother ears off because BB Rewind is still going to happen, period, okay? Oh, motherfucking K. Be tuned in on Tuesday, like I said, and then check out our Survivor coverage. Survivor is still going. The challenge is still going. Make sure you subscribe to the Scripted Kingdom where I talk about scripted shows. Get into all of that jizz. Thank you guys so much for being with us for another season.
Another Big Brother season done.
This is our third one down. No, well, other than BB Canada and BBUS, third one down. We're going to have hundreds more to go. Well,
period.
So definitely stay with us and thank you so much for being with us. We really, really appreciate you guys. We wouldn't be able to do it without the kingdom, duh. Period. All right. Thank y'all. Frankie! Sniping us in here one more time. Thank you, Frankie. Who would have won this season you think if Leah got Chelsea out, not T-Core? T-Core.
Yeah. Well, no.
Leah.
I think that, yeah, for sure, Leah. I think it would have been Leah. I think Leah would have ran MJ the way Chelsea did and would have got to the end with her and won.
Or Leah. Definitely or Leah. That would have been an interesting scenario for sure. But if y'all got more questions, be there on Tuesday and ask those questions. Okay? All right, y'all. Love you guys. Thank you so much for keeping it real with the kingdom, baby.
We're out.
Bye.